machine, your calf muscles get exercises. And because that your calf muscles get exercises, there is a heart nerve which connects from the calf muscle to your heart. It gets strengthened. So how benefit it is that, a simply doing, you're taking out your 5 minutes time and practicing your calf muscle. You can do the tadasana, you can sit, and you can just do your exercises over on the bed itself. If you don't have a time, at least when you get up in the morning, and if you're simply doing moving your toes like this, your calf muscles get strengthened. Yes, there are many more. Skipping are there, tadasana is there, walking on the feet is on the toes is also there. But as simple as some exercise, please keep on doing over your calf muscle, because your calf muscles are your second heart. And we females, have the tendency to stand, because nowadays everything we have to do, cooking and everything while standing, it washing vessels, cooking. So the entire body weight is on our feet, and so the calf muscles get weakens. So if we take out the 5 minutes and do little exercise over our calf muscle, it will definitely boost our heart health. So that was a real good research I came across, and I thought, let me share it with everyone so that everyone gets benefit while doing this. So this is the small calf muscle exercise. We can do it. And when it comes to mental and emotional health, then definitely our body, is our mental health and our physical health are the two sides of the same coin. So the so as simple as, walking in the nature or doing certain kind of physical movement can drastically help you to lift your emotion towards the happier side. So all this I'm saying because tomorrow the yoga day, and those who are not able to take out the time for themselves, then just ask one question to yourself कि आप अपने दोस्तों की दुश्मन, अगर आप अपने दोस्त हो, तो वाकई थोड़ा टाइम अपने कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकाल कर थोड़ा फिजिकल फिटनेस पे अगर हम देंगे, तो फिजिकल मूवमेंट करने से हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ और इमोशनल हेल्थ पे भी ड्रास्टिक इफेक्ट आएगा. और काफ़ी स्टडीज तो ये बोलती है, व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग टेकिंग अ सेशन ऑफ चक्र हीलिंग, I get a review from a few of the people that simply walking barefooted on the कच्ची मिट्टी, हम लोग पंचभूता से बने हुए हैं. और जब चक्र हीलिंग का पूरा जो सेशन होता है, वो हाउ वी कैन कनेक्ट विद द नेचर इन मोर एफिशिएंट वे. So I yesterday only there was such a beautiful moment when one of my client messaged me कि सिर्फ कच्ची मिट्टी पर 20 मिनट चलने से, और पर्टिकुलर चैंटिंग जो हम चक्र हीलिंग में सिखाते हैं, their diabetes was drastically came down from 500 to initially 220 and now 180. So he was thinking कि मैम क्या करूँ, medicines बंद कर दूँ क्या. I said hold on, we cannot take any decision without the prior consulting with the doctor, but you simply keep walking barefooted in the nature on कच्ची मिट्टी. So, how the small practices, how the small ancient wisdom is helping us to give a wonderful changes, because medicines एक हद तक work करती है, and then our body becomes immune to that, right? And lifelong we have to take those medicines. और सबसे बेस्ट बात है कि ब्रेन के लिए एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, ये जो भी आती है, ब्रेन की कोई एक्चुअली मेडिसिन होनी भी नहीं चाहिए और होती भी नहीं है, बिकॉज ब्रेन को समझने के लिए इफ यू ब्रेथ ही काफ़ी है. And being a mindfulness student, I really wanted to focus कि आप अपने breath पे focus करिए. Whenever you come across any knee jerk reaction या कोई भी adverse, when you bump into any adverse or challenging situation in your life, simply learn to pause. जो भी काम कर रहे हो, before getting that impulse to react, just pause yourself, shut down everything. If possible, change your space, change your energy, go to the nature walk, terrace पे चले जाओ, या go to some solitude place if possible. Just close your eyes and breathe through your nose. So that is the basic principle. So you have to breathe through your nose, and you have to inhale through your nose, and you have to exhale from your mouth. right? So when you inhale from your nose and on the count of 5, and when you exhale from your mouth on the count of 8, so longer exhalation will actually help you to slow down. नहीं तो हम लोग इतना थ्योरी में सुनते हैं, we need to slow down, we need to slow down, but how to slow down? So that is the trick, that you can slow down only while giving a longer exhalation. So when we do the longer exhalation, what is the science behind the longer exhalation is that the body is getting a sigh of relief. Body is getting aha moment. Oh wow, everything is okay. Because in our brain, the main function of a brain is not to keep us happy. The main function of a brain is to protect us. It's a survival organ. It help you to protect from the any kind of adversities. So the brain, for brain, the prime function is to help you, to protect you. But moment you do the longer exhalation, you are giving a signal to your brain that outside everything is okay, there is no danger, there is no potential threat, and your amygdala start relaxing, and your emotion will start, you will be able to channelize your emotion in a right direction. So this is a short nugget I wanted to share with you. So we can quickly do the mindfulness practice, since I'm seeing that many are joining it. Welcome Akhilesh, welcome Rupal, welcome Bharat sir, welcome Suhas sir. So Sakshi, Garima, iPhone, I don't know if you could tell me your name, it would be very great for you. So welcome Priya, I'm so happy to see Priya, my old friend. So I offer my deepest gratitude to each one of you for taking out your time and joining this session. So Rajeshwari, I have to start, or Deepa ma'am is starting first?
No, ma'am, you carry on.
Okay, done, 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 done. Yes, yeah. So I will share, start doing my screen sharing. Yes, 1 minute. Yes. So are you able to see my screen share?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great, great, great. Yes. So my today's topic is Ho'oponopono. So how I think many of you have heard of this a beautiful Hawaiian prayer. How it is pronounced as? It is pronounced as Ho'oponopono. So this is the right pronunciation of this prayer, and it is a very, very, very powerful prayer. And I have experienced through it, and with that conviction, I can say you that today session will be like, if you understand the depth of this today's session, then definitely it will be going a life transforming session for you. And for any query, you can WhatsApp me personally. But this is a wonderful Hawaiian prayer. And why I have not disclosed the topic initially in the field group, because I wanted people not to come with certain kind of mindset. ये अच्छा हो पोनो पोनो है, ये तो यूट्यूब पे बहुत आ रहा है, and इसमें क्या है, there are only 4 sentences, and for some it work, for some it doesn't work. But today the kind of perspective which I wanted to give about this prayer is an entirely different perspective, and where you will not find in any of the YouTube or anywhere, because it's my own experience which has been curated and presented before all of you. So are we ready, Rajeshwari? I think, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yes.
Your time will be on for only 20 minutes after that, ma'am. Deepa, ma'am.
Okay, done, 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 done. So, let me have an open interaction. If you can open your camera, it would be really great, because I really wanted to understand what is your understanding when it comes to this prayer. Can anybody, because it's widely very common, right? You might have heard this Ho'oponopono concept maybe through the YouTube or anybody. So if you know something about it, you can just write it in a chat, or you can unmute it also. Anybody or are you hearing it for the first time, this term Ho'oponopono? Bharat sir, Rupal, Akhilesh. If you want to unmute and say it, I think you can unmute and speak to it. Have you heard about this prayer, or are you hearing it for the first time?
Yes, I have heard the term earlier,
Great.
and it is associated with psychological treatment nowadays. It is very impactful, and basically, it is for emotional treatment. And in different kind of prayers of Ho'oponopono,
Hmm.
we release, different kind of emotional burdens, and through prayer we get relaxation. Although the effect of prayer is different from patient to patient. So I read about it when Shivani ji sometimes shared something in the group once, and I read the term first time that time.
Okay.
And basically associated with psychological and mental, treatment. And
Okay.
nowadays, in a stressful life, it is very essential to do such kind of prayers for, having unnecessary burden in mind and emotions.
Okay. Wonderful, Sakshi. Wonderful. Okay,
I
Rupal,
have
since
heard it from Nitya Shanti ji. So
okay.
it's a prayer for healing self and others by forgiving ourselves as well as thanking our and is showing kindness to ourselves. So that
Okay.
is
Okay, that's the essence. Okay, okay. So we have here a mixed combination of both the audience. Some are hearing it for the first time, and some are have heard about it. So, but in the market, if you type it, then Mitesh Khatri is a very popular name.
Yes.
Who explains this prayer, and there's a huge amount also associated those who join his program. Hawaiian, it's a very beautiful Hawaiian prayer, and the entire concept or the principle, this prayer, I think I'll start sharing. Uh, okay. Are you able to see my screen sharing again? Because I
Yes,
lost.
ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm not able to see that. Okay, because let me minimize it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I just wanted to change it. Just give me 1 second. I want to go. This is the second part. Right. So this Hawaiian prayer is so basically let me yeah. So this Hawaiian prayer is based on the four principles, right? So the first principles which I have designed is the first principle says that nothing in our life happens with or without a valid reason. So everything, like today in the meeting also, when we people are meeting with each other, there must be in the universe some specific reason for our meeting. Otherwise we could have stuck in some or other work, but since we are connecting with each other, that means that there is some reason by which we are able to connect with each other. Otherwise there are nobody is free, right? We all have some or other important work. But why we prioritize this session today, there could be some universal reason for it. And hence this prayer basically talks about that in our life also everything happens for a reason, because we human beings generally operate from the space of a blame, right? We generally operate from a space of the blame. Oh, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Why things happen to me? When we ended up, or when we meet any challenging situation in our life, then we start cursing ourselves कि मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? But if we go deeper into that spiritual concept, we understand that everything in our life happened for some reason. And It's our choice whether we see that problem as a problem and curse it, or we choose to see that problem as an opportunity, so that God has sent that problem to us so that we can look at that problem as an opportunity to grow. That might, this problem might be there in our life to teach us some lesson. Until we don't learn a lesson from that particular incident, then that the same problem keep on repeating in our life again and again. So this is such an important principle, that nothing in our life happens with or without a valid reason. Then the second principle, the based on which this prayer is, my life is my creation and I'm completely responsible for it. So, so again, we don't need to operate from a space of blame. We have to operate that I am the creator of my suffering. There is nobody else, because you can't say because of you I am into this terrific situation. It, everything happened for a reason, and I am the creator of that suffering. Now you could ask me, what, how could I be the creator if somebody else have disturbed my mental health or my mental peace, or if somebody has intentionally hurting me or intentionally doing some wrong act, how could I be responsible for it? Does this question is coming into your mind right now? Because
Yes.
it used to come into my mind a few years back, but now when I understood the principle, I came to know, okay, because what is the most beautiful gift given to us by the God is the power of choice. So this is a choice, because nobody can actually force you to do any certain thing. And in a very beautiful book, I think it was Biology of Belief, where Hitler used to. I could remember that where there was certain camp in which Hitler used to torture the human beings to every extent you can imagine, that kind of torture. But still, the survivor of that particular camp has told that even in the toughest of the tough situation, I have a choice whether to look this particular entire problem in my life as a problem, or I can do something about it. So when we see a problem as a problem, we get swamped into that particular problem. But when we look problem as an opportunity, as a possibility, then our mind automatically turns into the solution focus. Our mind becomes a solution focus. So that's a great principle, that if, okay, because we cannot change people's situations in our life, ठीक है ना, चाहे कितने भी people toxic हो सकते हैं हमारी life में, लेकिन हम उनको change कर सकते हैं, हाँ कि ना, नहीं change कर सकते हैं. So this entire principle of this Hawaiian prayer is focused on changing ourselves, the changing this entity. Because when we change ourselves, when we change something inside us, something beautiful changes outside. And hence, this principle, this prayer touches the very base entity is changing ourselves. And how do, like, for example, we had a long discussion when my daughters come from the school ki aaj usne mere sath aisa kiya, today my daughter, today this girl did this thing to me, somebody was backbiting, somebody was jealous because I got a good marks. So how can I be responsible if they are getting jealous of me? How can I be responsible for that? Then I said that just understand and pause and look over something inside of you, something of your personality must have triggered that other person. And since the other person had a two choices, because looking at your marks, either that friend of yours could inspire from you and can also lift up, or it can feel stuck and curse you. So God has given her the two choices. Either you can crip that person, either you can feel jealous about that person, or you have a choice to get inspired. So something inside you have triggered the other person. So when you take a complete responsibility, how we take it, okay, that person is operating from the sense of awareness she has at that moment of time. But what if I become elder in the relationship and I forgive his actions, his behavior, or whatever it could be? So if I forgive her actions or her behavior and just do a beautiful Hawaiian prayer, which I will be telling you in the coming slide, it will change the entire chemistry between you and that person. So is it okay? My speed, I'm audible, visible, and I hope you are getting what I wanted to say to you. So I
Yes.
just need a wonderful chatting, wonderful two-way interaction, because it's a deep principle. And just give me 1 minute. I will just think about this principle. If you have any query, ask me right now, either unmuting yourself or in the chat. I just come for a second, right? Yes. Anyone has any problem till now? You can just always unmute and ask me. Now, moving to the second part of it, the third principle. So the first principle says, wait. I just wanted to shift this chat box. Yeah. Wait. I'm just. My slide has stuck somewhere. That's the reason I'm not able to move it further. Just give me 1 minute.
We can see your third slide, ma'am. Principle 3.
Yeah. So the principle 3 is our thoughts influence our experience. So those who have attended my first SOS session, they know it very well that our emotions are nothing, but all our feelings and all the emotions or whatever the emotional state you are present right now is all about your thoughts. So your thoughts are basically manufacturing your emotions. So your emotion doesn't comes from your heart, okay? Your emotion comes from your mind, from your brain. So, whatever kind of thoughts you are choosing to think, that emotional state you are enter into it. So, for example, if I'm thinking about the bad thought, or if I'm making or creating my own stories, if I got hurt, and if I'm creating my own, because what happen is generally the assumption is the biggest destroyer of any kind of relationship, right? uh, we don't know, we assume things many times, and many times even our brain also start thinking, if the problem is x, then our brain will start thinking 100x about that problem. So what if I break that thought pattern, and instead of assuming it, I be vocal about my thinking process, and I convey to the other person in a most beautiful way and get the clarity. And hence, Pinaki always says that asking a right kind of question will help you to diminishes your 80% of your problem. So instead of assuming things, why don't you vocal? Why don't you have an open communication with the other person? So when you do the open communication, your problems goes away, and you said, acha, मैं तो ऐसे ही सोच रही थी, उसके माइंड में तो ऐसा, उसका तो कोई इंटेंशन ऐसा था ही नहीं, बिकॉज आर इंटेंशंस कुड बी डिफरेंट बट आर एक्शन could be different. So it's better to communicate it. So our thought influences our experience. So how to make sure that you most of the time you develop this habit of generating a good or positive thought. You start seeing the glass which is half full rather than a glass which is half empty. So again, it's a choice. So it's your choice what you wanted to choose, right? So our thought influences our experience. This is the third principle. And the fourth principle, I don't know, something, I'm not able to smoothly change my slides. Okay. Yeah, the fourth principle says everything is energy. Now we are entering into a beautiful field of quantum field of physics, where entire thing, the laptop which you're using it, the notebooks which you're using it, or the glass you are carrying it, everything has an energy. And even before I open my mouth, if I wanted to strike a conversation with, say, for example, if I wanted to strike a conversation with Akhilesh right now, so moment I think Akhilesh sir in my mind, before thinking or before having an open communication with Akhilesh, I will my energy will strike first and then my communication. So what kind of energy you are bringing it on the table influences a lot what you wanted to say. So everything is made up of energy. So try to give the positive energy to whomsoever people you are interacting with it, because people understand your body language, they understand your expression, they understand the energy. So the energy is the most important thing. And these are the four basic principles on which this Hawaiian prayer is. So I'll stop sharing it because I wanted to connect with you people directly. So can I have some cameras open so that I can have, thank you Deepa ma'am, because it helped me to interact with you and to everyone. So, those who had joined the session late, so I was taking the topic today, the most popular Hawaiian prayer, and many of you have known, and many of you have not, or hearing it for the first time. This is a beautiful Hawaiian prayer which is based on the principle of working on ourselves rather than focusing on others. And the beautiful lines of this prayer are: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you for forgiving me, and I love you. Now, these are, if you look over it prima facie, these are the very simple lines, but it creates a long lasting impact because it depends upon how you are saying this prayer, right? So, now we have discussed the four principles, the four prerequisites, or the concept or the context I set it before I started my session about this prayer. Now let's dive deeper into it. What each line actually, yes, Priya, thank you for writing it. The fourth is I love you. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you for forgiving me, and I love you. Now, moment you say I'm sorry, right? The moment you say I'm sorry, आपको नहीं लगता courage चाहिए होता है sorry बोलने के लिए? Because many of the times our ego is so huge, our ego is so big that to say sorry itself, काफी लोगों की तो पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है. So just remember, or if you have a pen and paper, write down somewhere that if your ego wins, you will lose. So it's such an it require a courage to say sorry. And the most beautiful part of this prayer is that you are not saying sorry to the other person, you are saying sorry to the universe, right? So let's take this example. Now if somebody has hurted you, right, if somebody has hurt you, okay, and you think that maine to kuch like, how dare she can hurt me, or what happened, why she is behaving in such a cold way with me, या मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ किया ही नहीं, क्यों उसने मुझे abusive या hurtful statements बोल दिए, right? So this prayer says, instead of focusing on that particular person, you close your eyes and just give a prayer or send a prayer to the universe. I'm sorry. So when you're saying I'm sorry, that means something of me, some traits or some personality trait of me has triggered the other person to hurt me. So I'm sorry for that. And to say sorry, you need a awareness. You need to lower down your ego. And when you say sorry, there's nothing to lose it, right? People say ऐसे कैसे sorry बोल दूं, मेरी तो कोई गलती नहीं थी. But understand this principle, this prayer says that nothing in, as I discussed the first principle with you, nothing in the life happens without a valid reason. कोई तो reason हुआ होगा. Maybe मेरी body language, maybe मेरा expression, maybe मेरा tonality, something inside me might have triggered the other person. And because of that, maybe it could be his short temperedness, whatever the reason could be. But if I say sorry, I have nothing to lose. As simple as this. So when you say sorry, the second line it says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now, when you say please forgive me, you're putting yourself further down. You're putting yourself further in the lower pedestal. And and becoming more humble. यार अगर intentionally या unintentionally कुछ गलती हो गई हो तो यार मुझे माफ कर दे. It's so simple. It's so simple. And I don't understand why our ego comes in relationship in saying these simple words, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And the third line says, thank you. And those who have heard my things on the emotional wellness, I always says, and Shivani is also there in this field session today. We have volumes of the books on gratitude, and thank you is the highest emotion. It's an emotion which vibrates at a higher frequency in the universe, because in the universe and in the quantum field of physics, we say that everything is made up of energy. Everything has a frequency, and the universe doesn't understand English, Hindi, or any language which you are saying it. It understands and it catches your frequency, right? So when you say thank you to the other person, you are vibrating at a higher frequency. That is the frequency of gratitude. And the last and the most beautiful line of this prayer is, I love you. And this is such a beautiful line, I can tell you, if you understand the deeper meaning of I love you. So when you say I love you to the other person, what exactly you are conveying it to that I am accepting you. I am accepting your flaws. I'm accepting your weakness. I'm accepting your strength. I am accepting you as a whole. I'm accepting you as an entire entity. So how beautiful it is. Think over it. All people in this today's session have a different color complexion, different hair, different height, different strength, different. We all have certain labels. Some are doctor, engineer, CA, whatever the labels you are. But beyond that labels, beyond that stories, beyond that color complexion, beneath your skin, we all are same. And that's so beautiful. So I'm accepting the other person the way it is, and I am loving the person for who it is. So when you broaden your heart and accept the other person the way it is and how it is, because beneath our skin, we all have the same circulatory system, the same respiratory system, the same endocrine system. We all have same bones, ligament, tissues, organs, cells, atoms, all are
Sorry
same.
to interrupt you, ma'am. We have less time. Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
so much, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
Because I
wonderful.
want to wind up by 9 because
Yeah,
people
I
start
completed.
leaving. Yeah.
Thank
We
you,
have
thank you. So
to
I
start leaving.
completed the core essence of this prayer and the principles, and I set the context behind this prayer. Please go through it, and if possible, we can have a part two session in the next Friday,
Yes.
just to wind it up and sum it up. So
Yes.
this is a beautiful Hawaiian prayer, and it heals your relationship. It can heal any object, and the funny part is, even I lost many things, and if I chant this prayer emotionally, you have to chant it emotionally, right? Because Sara khel emotions ka hi hai. If you chant this prayer, if you become humble and chant these four lines, the frequency of this are amazing in the universe, and you can heal your relationship with anybody. You can, have a wonderful purpose, career, with money also. If your relationship are not good, you can chant this prayer and enjoy its benefits. So that's all from my end. And those who wanted to understand the deeper into it, you can contact me personally. And
I
that's
have
all
one
from my side.
Ma'am, I have
question.
added one more line to this four line. Heard
Ye-
from somebody or learned from somebody. I forgive myself. More
Okay.
than the four lines, I forgive myself
Okay.
after
Okay.
reciting the four lines,
Okay.
because we are having some kind of guilt feeling inside us. So
Absolutely.
that when I forgive myself, I am freeing myself from that guilt. So that is
Absolutely.
the fifth line I have added to this prayer.
Yes, yes, because the essence of this prayer is that self compassion towards others as well as towards
As well as
ourselves.
myself.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So I'm saying sorry to myself. If I am an high achiever, if I'm not taking care of my body and I landed up with certain disease, and you can simply touch that organ, you can touch that knee and say, I'm sorry. I remember when I went to my native place and my Taiji was not well, she had a knee issue. I literally touched her knee, and because she was very walking person in her life, throughout her life she used to walk, I touched her feet and say, and I told her to say these lines, I'm sorry, my dear knee, I forgot to take care of you. Please forgive me. Thank you for forgiving me, and I love you. And chanting these simple four powerful lines, because she's saying this Hawaiian prayer to herself. And the magical result, now she's fit and now she came out from that danger. So you can treat your diseases, you can treat your relationships, you can have a wonderful connection, right? But because of the less time, I'm not able to cover how to chant and what are the benefits and the story behind it. But maybe if I get an opportunity, we will cover it in further sessions. But I'm happy that my essence landed up in a right way. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
It
I,
can help to have even better relationship with innate things, with the daily tasks we are doing or
Yes,
the mundane tasks we are doing, we don't like. When we chant this prayer, your affinity towards that task will change. Your perception, your attitude towards that task will change.
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
now
Thank you
let's
both so much.
allow Ma'am Deepa ma'am. We are having less time. Sorry, dear
Yes,
guys.
yes,
Let her
yes.
allow. I don't want because I have given the time. You
All the
people
queries
start.
we can do it
Yeah,
in the field group itself.
yeah. I have written 20 minutes and rest. So you, yeah, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, thank you, Somita. That was a beautiful share. In fact, my book is also in a way related to the first slide which you had, no? It is related to that concept. Okay. And I guess I am the one who delayed the meeting today. Uh, I always forget what I'm doing. So, are you able to see something?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, present on this device. Why it's not moving? We'll do one thing. No, I've shared the slides in the group. So, could someone else share on my behalf? I'll not share it.
Okay, just wait a second.
So, this book, no, as same as ever by Herzl, it primarily is about uh, the world, the world we are living in might be progressing by leaps and bounds in various ways, but still, um, at a basic level, no, we human beings are same as the Neanderthal man. If you want me to put it in the most simplest way, we might be having the latest technology in anything and everything, but when it comes to our daily life, our thinking, our mindset, how we take a decision, it comes to being very basic. So the writer Housel here says that, Morgan Housel, through his storytelling method, he says that if you want to grow in your life, if you want to have a beautiful future, then instead of worrying about the future, look into the past. You learn from your past And that is how you can create a beautiful future. Okay. So he is talking about, enduring the principles of human behavior and finance. And the world might be changing, but our basic concept is going to be just the same. So that is why the book is titled as Same as Ever. So he argues that there are some wisdom, certain historical patterns, which keep repeating in our life. Uh, are you able to share the slide? If you want, you can share.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise,
I'm doing, ma'am.
Yeah, you're doing it, no? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So we learn from the past, and the book is divided into, including the introduction, into 24 chapters. Each chapter is related to a key concept, like 23 concepts are there, 23 ideas, and each idea, he conveys those ideas via stories. So one of the stories he is talking about is, we take risks. Many of us know we like to do certain things which is forbidden. We know it is wrong, we still do it. For example, during COVID, when there was a lockdown, we might have seen many people, very curious people. They would just go out of their home, riding their two-wheelers, three people sitting together on a two-wheeler and riding around. And when the police would stop them and ask, why are you going around? We are just taking it up. Don't you know it's a lockdown? You can catch infection, you can spread infection. No, we just wanted to take a ride and we were just taking. So why were people doing such? The reason is, it's risky, it is threatening, and still we do it, and it's forbidden. So the human mind from the Neanderthal time has been such that we tend to do certain forbidden things. And he, in the first chapter, he gives a very painful story here. He talks about three boys. The three boys are into skiing. They love to ski. They go all around the world skiing, and they enjoy skiing. And as we know, skiing is a very risky business, right? We have had one of our famous uh, car racers, he met with an accident, and still he hasn't recovered from it while skiing. No, he didn't meet with accident while driving. While skiing, he met with an accident. So now coming back to our book, the writer talks about the story to tell about why people do certain risky things and how they meet with accidents and how some people come out of those accidents. They nothing happens to them. So what is the story behind it? Why does it happen? What is the reason behind it? Like Somita said in the first slide, there is a reason behind everything. Okay, so the out of those three boys, two go into a very tricky slope, and there is an avalanche, and they get buried, and their soul meets the universe. That's it. The third boy, for some reason, he doesn't want to take that adventurous slide. He doesn't go for that ski. He rather says that you two guys go. I'll come down and I'll meet you at the where the skiing will end. At that point, I'll come and meet you. So it's going to take 5 minutes. I'll start early. After I leave, you guys start the ski. So what happens is, in skiing, there's a thing that when there's a fresh snow, you're not supposed to, because the snow can melt or it will go down. So the snow should be packed up properly. Then only you're allowed to ski on that. So there is the slope on which everyone is forbidden. But these boys, they want to take that risk because it's fun, it's enjoyable. So first time when they do it, all three of them actually do it properly and they escape. The second time when they want to repeat that adventure, two guys don't make it. The third guy comes out of it because he refuses to come the second time. He says that I'll come down and meet. And of course, he doesn't meet. And the rest of the story is all about, he was meant to do something else in his life. The other two boys, their life was over. So that's it. But the other third boy, he had to accomplish many other things in life. That's why his life is continuing. So that is the reason behind everything we do. And our nature to take that risk is also something Neanderthal, something very, from our past. And another story I want to highlight here is the impact of storytelling. How important is storytelling? All of you might have heard of Martin Luther King. He talks about, he gave a beautiful speech. I'll just read that speech once quickly.
I have a dream.
Yeah. You have that speech, sir? I have a dream. So when he starts that speech in front of his audience, people are not, paying attention to him because the speech writer has written the script, and he's just reading it, and it's very boring, and he's losing his audience. And then one of the convener says that you go back and tell that story. You tell your own story. So Martin Luther King Jr., he starts his speech. Now, the real speech, not reading the one which his speechwriter had given. He says, I have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream too. And that is where history is created. This is a very powerful speech where he captures the imagination, the suffering, the future joy, happiness, and progressive thinking. All that, he's captured it. He goes impromptu and he talks from his emotions. So he evokes that, again, the old emotion of being free, where everyone is treated equal and no one is superior to the other. So again, I just mentioned 2 stories here. All these 23 chapters have about 23, 24 stories are there. Each story actually, resounds with you. It bounces with you. You relate to each of these stories. It takes you emotionally, you get connected with these stories. And he talks about, how people are rich, how people are poor, how people are happy. He talks about, how numbers play a big game in our life, and how our dreams help us to accomplish anything. So in a very, it's just a 4 or 5 days you can finish the reading. It actually, I read it like 10 days back, I finished reading this book. I'm not able to recall all the stories, but it definitely made a huge impact on me. Especially the first story where the 3 skiers, are skiing and they defy the route, and they just go, and one stays back and the 2 are lost. So many of us, might have such stories in our life. Like recently, we came across this, we had this horrific accident, the aeroplane crash. There was this lady who was supposed to be on the plane, but she didn't make it. There were people who are not supposed to be on the plane, but they were inside. So certain things, that is why it's happening, we don't know, but it is happening for a reason. So that is one of the profound message we get here. So that is what I wanted to tell about this book. The book was actually shared by Mani Selvi, and Mani Selvi's recommendations are top notch. So I just read it and I found it very beautiful. I'm not able to tell all the stories, but I recommend all of you to read. Same as ever. Morton
So Deepa,
Alden,
what is the
same
message
as
in the
ever.
book?
Same as ever. The book name is Same as Ever. Okay.
I have
Morgan
shared
Housel.
this line.
Yeah.
Deepa ma'am, would you
I'm
want to
not
continue?
really going with the slides. I just went with the generic thing.
Deepa, what is the message from the book? What is the message from the story?
That's what I'm telling, the world might be changing, but the human nature remains the same. That is why the book's title is same as ever. We are having everything today, but still the greed is there. Just like we do hoarding, for example. We have everything in our house. In our kitchen, everything is there. Every gadget is there. We have clothes, but still we go to a shop, we buy another version of what we already have, right? And that is the thing, maybe it comes from our emotion, from our Neanderthal times, when things were not in abundance, so we had to hoard, we had to keep things. So that is one of the ideas he has talked about. Our emotions, our decision making is primarily based on our intellect, which we have still with us from our ancestors' time. So that is why the time might be changing, but human beings will remain always the same as they were eons ago, ages ago. So it is 9 now, and I'd like to stop here. It might be dinner time for everyone.
Can I add,
So,
Rajeshwari, can I add something here, if you allow me?
Okay, just a
yeah,
few seconds, Manish
but
sir.
I'm ending my
I'm really,
presentation here,
really
and I
sorry,
would like to
Samita
leave
ma'am.
now. Manishji, I would like to leave now. I will. We have the recording. I will see that. If you have any
Thank you.
questions specifically for me, you can put it in the group. I'll respond to that. Same to everyone here. So thank you everyone for listening to me. I can't do justice to this book. Only if you read it, you can do justice to this book. It's a beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepa ma'am and Sumita ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you. So next Friday also, because so many people want you to explain that chanting of the this Hopono. So if you are loving to do now, Sumita ma'am, do you have the time? Do you want to stay, Priya and Garima, Bharat sir? Ma'am, you are mute, ma'am.
No, I
I
think the
don't mind.
flow has gone. So definitely let me to make it as a part two so that I can
Okay.
give more analogies with that. But the basic essence I have delivered. That's I'm happy about it. That four principles are really. But I'm open for the
Sumita,
questions. If anybody have a question, I'm open for that.
Okay,
I have one
Manish sir,
question,
you
Sumita.
wanted to share something? Yeah, you can go
I
ahead.
I have one question for Sumita ji. So my question is, you said these four words, right? I just want to know what is the scientific reason behind that.
Okay, so the basically the scientific reason behind is it has a very great logic, because see now there is a lot of research going on the quantum study of the physics, where everything in the universe works on the frequency, vibration, and energy. So that the fourth principle says that everything is made up of energy. Now and there was a scientific experiment done. There were the two people living in the very far away continent. For example, if I'm living in India and my one of the friend is living in US, right? And we just met once, and then maybe for a certain number of years we have not seen each other, we have not spoken to each other, we have not talked with each other, right? But after the first meet, when we were departed, I had a certain the story on her. Like I had certain assumptions which I made it in my mind. Oh my God, kaisi hai, she doesn't have etiquettes to say hello to me. How she was just focusing so much on the brand, the branded purse she was having, the branded sandals, the branded clothes she was wearing it. And I created a lot of hatred towards her, because she was coming from a different school of thought and I was coming from a different school of thought. My values were very simplicity, her values were very different. So because of the different value system, because of the different thought process, I created a lot of hatred towards her. Now, when I created a lot of hatred towards her, then after suppose centum of years, when we met it with a very heated way. The moment, because though and without uttering her the word, the moment we met it in certain marriage party, we looked at each other, and that rage, we were not feeling in a good emotional state. How come that the person to whom you are not talking it, the only your vibration, your energy was striking from your end to her end, and the same was reflecting back to you, because what you give out, it you receive it back. Its life is like this. So what you give out, you receive the same thing back, and you will develop a lot of hatred relationship towards each other. So everything is made up of energy. But now something, now what I when we say this prayer and understand the concept behind it, there was a Dr. Hugh Lin. Now Hugh Lin was a person, he was a doctor, and he posted into a place where a lot of prisoners were there, and the mental illness was supreme high. नाउ दिस डॉक्टर हैड अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग टाइम. एक तो वो प्रिजनर है, इतने खुंखार है बाय नेचर, एंड सेकेंड उनका मेंटली दे आर सो इल. छोटी बातों पे दे गेट शॉर्ट टेम्पर, दे बिकम वायलेंट, एंड द डॉक्टर गॉट पोस्टेड. तो डॉक्टर को एक बार स्ट्रेस हो गया कि मैं कैसे इन पेशेंट को हेल्प करूंगा, और मैं जिंदा भी रह पाऊंगा कि नहीं रह पाऊंगा इनको हील करने के लिए. तो नाउ ही हैज अ टू चॉइसेस. ईदर ही कैन क्रिप अबाउट हिमसेल्फ कि व्हाई आई पोस्टेड हियर, देखो दूसरे डॉक्टर्स को तो यहाँ पे पोस्टिंग नहीं मिली है, मुझे यहाँ पे क्यों पोस्टिंग मिली है, मैंने क्या, what mistake I did it, and why I'm posting here, why I'm landed up into such a challenging situation. Either he can crip about this entire situation, this challenging situation. The second is he chose, what he does is he clicked the pictures, there were the pictures of all the prisoners, and he put it in an album. And with each picture, with each picture he chanted these four lines: I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now what is the scientific reason behind it? Because he understood this principle, is that everything happened for a reason. So I am posted here out of, say for example, out of 1 lakh doctors, only God has selected me, and I posted in this hilarious situation. That could be some reason. So I will not go beyond that reason ki mere karmas the, mere past actions the, whatever, blah blah. I don't want it to go into it. But whatever I am posted here now, it's I wanted to unwind that relationship. I wanted to heal them. That is my major objective and major purpose. So he asked the divine intelligence, he asked the divine wisdom that I posted here for some reason, and these prisoners are here for some reason. And let's unwind our relationship between both of us, and let I enter into a beautiful relationship of healing them. So he took each photograph of that prisoner, he touched it, and he chanted these lines: I'm sorry, I don't know for what reason I'm here. I don't know how I will heal it, but still, maybe something, there might be some reason why I'm here. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for forgiving me, and I love you. So, moment he said, I love you to those prisoners, the entire energy, the entire chemistry, the entire vibration, the entire frequency, the entire thought process of him towards that prisoners, that violent communication, because everybody were having such a violent attitude, such a horrific attitude towards those prisoners. Now this person chose to be different. Instead of giving that negative energy to that prisoner, he gave a beautiful energy to that prisoner. Okay, I understand this is, he's a prisoner, he has certain mental unfitness, but beneath the skin we all are same. He is also human being, I am also human being. He also has eyes, nose, hands. I also had the same thing. So I accept them the way they are, and I love them for who they are. And this energy went and had a tremendous effect, that after a certain period of the time, these all prisoners were declared as a medically fit. So there is no evidence, but this is a full fresh proved before you, and you can check it in the Google. You can check it and go into the research and understand it. Ki how powerful the words have power. Your thoughts have power. right now in this session, what you're thinking about me, what you're thinking about Rajeshwari, Deepa, Priya, Garima, before you utter a word, we can sense it. We can actually sense your energy. And this is the power of energy. So, this is the science behind it, that we all are same beneath our skin, and we should accept the person the way it is. Something might be something of me inside me has triggered the other person, and that's why the other person is behaving in that way to me. So if I open my heart, if I accept the people the way they are, and rather than fixing them, I work on myself, I work on my entity. And when I work on myself, either by having an open communication, either by using a non-violent communication, I will develop a beautiful relationship with that person without doing any effort, just in my mind. So that's the power. Which book you had? It's a research. Basically, there was no particular book. I was going through many of the courses under the different mentors, and Mitesh Khatri in the market. Ho'oponopono ka synonym Mitesh Khatri hai. So I have
Yes.
not done the course under him, but I have heard and I saw it. Then, being a mindfulness student, I connected my mindfulness with Ho'oponopono. कि कैसे अलाइनमेंट होता है, कैसे हमारी ब्रेथ से थॉट्स, वाइब्रेशन, एनर्जी. So it's entirely a different altogether, the different research or different thing which I did it for myself, and I practiced it and I got a wonderful results. My, my ring, because I just came from some function, some marriage function, I kept my very costly ring somewhere, and after a few days I realized that, oh my god, where I kept that ring. And I started doing hoponopono, because somewhere inside me I understood that that object is also an energy. And I just said, I'm sorry, because I'm not taken the enough care which I should be taking. So I'm sorry, please forgive me. Next time I will be more careful about where I keep my belongings. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you for forgiving me. And I love you, my ring. I love you. I need you. So, and that's how you are being so emotional, and you are sending that energy to that particular ring. And आई थॉट वो पक्का वो रिंग मेरी किसी साड़ी लहंगे या फिर होटल रूम में रह गई होगी. आई देयर वाज नो चांस, लाइक एवरीबडी इन माय हाउस इज सेइंग कि अब यू फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट रिंग. बट आई वाज कीप ऑन chanting these four lines, and I got my rings nowhere from where, but sometimes one day I just opened my cupboard and I just found it there, and it was such a surprising and shocking moment for me. तो ये तो रिंग के प्रति था. रिलेशनशिप में भी आई ट्राइड इट with the person whom I hadn't heard some difference in opinion, and it worked magic. So that's the reason I thought कि more than book sharing, कुछ ऐसा life transformation share करूं जिससे सबको फायदा हो, and it create a wonderful transformation. So this is all. You have to go and read deeper into the quantum study of physics to understand this principle.
I
Yeah,
too have
thank you.
tried for relationship.
Oh.
Yeah, Manish sir, you go ahead. And Priya, would you like to share? She also has raised. Manish sir, you can share what you wanted to tell.
Yeah, actually on the same line, Somita ji, thank you so much. So I want to add my own version of what I have studied and learned from on the same line of scientific knowledge. Actually, what happened is when you said these four words, right? So when we say that from our heart, like putting a hand on my heart and just saying the same words. So basically, what happened is, when we say it from the feeling of the heart, the soul, the home of the soul is heart.
Okay.
Okay, and
Yes.
the soul has the energy of the divine.
Yes.
Okay, so when you and the our heart has the highest electromagnetic field.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it is working for you without our intervention.
Absolutely.
It is making every other organ alive for us,
Yes.
and it is doing that since we were born until till the age of 80 or 100, when whatever we live, right? So it is working non-stop. So we can
Yes.
imagine the power of our heart through
Yes.
electromagnetic field. So when
Yes.
we say these four words through the feelings of heart, right? So we were using the power of that electromagnetic field and the power of divine energy through the soul inside our heart. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that is doing the magic for us.
Yes. Yes.
That is the
Definitely.
scientific reason. And you say like everything is like every manifestation is based on energy and frequency, right?
Yes, yes.
So when it meets on the heart, so basically we are touching the divine energy in our heart, in our soul, and that is making us do manifest what we are looking for through
Yes,
this practice.
yes, 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 yes,
That is what it is.
yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
ma'am, would you like to share? You have raised your hand.
Thank you, Somita, for taking up this lovely
Welcome,
session.
welcome.
And I'm sure there is a reason that I connected today. I'm sorry for
Yes,
the background noise.
yes, yes.
Um, yeah. So I just simple question. I'm sure you will cover this in the next session if you're going to take it up. But we have to think about. When we are going to chant this prayer, do we need to think about that person or something and then sit and chant, or some guidelines or rules which we need to follow? Something while doing
Like
this?
suppose if you if it is very like, because in certain certain very difficult situations, a person who has undergone a deep trauma or a very abusive thing in her past, then to remember that person face could become more hurtful, right? So in that particular case, you can just chant it to the universe, right? And maybe in your past karmas or past janmas something has happened, and because of that you undergone it, but in the universe. But if it is simpler for you, then if it is not that extreme stage, then you can just see that person's face in front of you by closing your eyes. Put that person in front of you, and like do Dr. Huey Lin did it, and you can give your wonderful beautiful pink energy right from your heart and to that person, and see the magic getting unwind, right? But understand the boundaries are also there. Make sure that when you don't become too forgiving, in the sense that you are protecting your boundaries, तो अपनी boundaries का, so that other person should not take you as the granted at the granted also. So you must understand what are the boundaries, how the art of saying no, and all those things. But I don't want it to have that emotional baggage inside me because of her hurt. I don't want it to carry my resentment, because Louis Hay very well said that if there is any kind of resentment in your body or any kind of negative emotions in your body, it will have a definitely repercussions. तो उसको वहां उसी लेवल पे न्यूट्रलाइज करना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर रिसेंटमेंट हो रहा है then you are creating a cancer for yourself. So you are saying it and neutralizing that relationship with that other person. ठीक है, फिर बाद में उस रिलेशनशिप को कितना डीपर लेवल पे जाना है या सिर्फ मिनिमाइज करना है इंट्रैक्शन, देन दैट्स ऑल अप टू यू. बट वो हेट्रेड, वो नेगेटिव इमोशंस, वो नेगेटिव वाइब्रेशंस को न्यूट्रलाइज करना हमारी ड्यूटी है.
Sure. So if for example I hate someone and I don't want to think about that person, so
Okay.
I'll just give it to universe. That's it.
Okay, so you hate
Yeah.
the person. So do you wanted to know why you hate? Like, did you have you reflected on why you hate that person? There could be some reason that you hate that
Yes.
person, right? So it could be the school, her belief system, or because of her value system, or because of her opinions, and your opinion and her or his opinions are not matching, or this they're entirely two different belief system, different upbringing. So what is there inside him which you hate it? There could be some
Okay.
reason, right? So you
Yeah.
detach that particular that particular thing from that particular person. तो यहाँ पे डिटैचमेंट कर लो. You just take out, you extract that particular, if his values are not good, if certain belief system about that person is not good, उसका character सही नहीं है, या जो भी reason XYZ reason हो सकता है, तो you detach it out and just think over it कि क्या वो इतना deeper है. अगर डीपर नहीं है तो क्या मैं वोकलाइज हो सकती हूँ? कैन आई बी हैव एन ओपन और वोकल कम्युनिकेशन? बिकॉज कई बार अजम्पशंस आर द बिगेस्ट डिस्ट्रॉयर ऑफ योर रिलेशनशिप. हो सकता है आप सिर्फ अजम्प कर रहे हो सकता है कि प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ एक्स है पर आप उसके बारे में 100x सोच रहे हो. So there could be an n number of reasons. So what I wanted you say, the moment you say I hate that person, the word hate puts you in a very low frequency, right? So कभी खुदा ना खास्ता किसी जिंदगी के किसी मोड़ पे when you people strike with each other and you react impulsively or you react in a way which you are not supposed to react it, तो उससे better है कि पहले ही you neutralize that effect, you minimize your connections with that person, but internally you become pure, internally you remove that emotional baggage within you for that particular person, so that your body will not manifest any kind of diseases inside you because of that hatred. क्योंकि सेल को समझ में नहीं आता है कि हेट किससे करना है. Moment more times you say I hate that person, I hate that person, the cells inside your body will think that we also have to hate each other, and they started hating each other, and it comes in a form of a certain disease. For example, one of my aunt, she used to hate